The world is changing. Old certainties crumble, and ideas we once took for granted are questioned. Institutions we trusted seem shaky. This is true for nations and for the ideas that hold them together. Conservatism, belief in liberty, limited government and tradition, is at a crossroads. The struggle is real, with real consequences. When conservatism falters, chaos and uncertainty fill the void. But in crisis, there's opportunity to rediscover timeless principles for a free and flourishing future. This is our moment to meet the challenge. One of the most striking features of this global crisis is the blurring of traditional political lines. What was once left is now, well, it's hard to say, and frankly, they can't seem to figure it out themselves. Take South Korea. The Democratic Party of Korea, a party you might expect to be, well, democratic, has been making some pretty interesting moves. They nominated Donald Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. Now, love him or hate him, you can't deny that's an unexpected move from the left. They declared themselves centrist and conservative. Centrist maybe, but conservative, and they reaffirmed their support for the US-South Korea alliance, a bedrock of security in the region. This isn't just about South Korea, it reflects a broader trend. All over the world, people are realizing that the old categories just don't fit anymore. The left, increasingly obsessed with identity politics and the power of the state, has left many feeling unrepresented. Working people, families, people who just want to live their lives in peace and raise their kids according to their values. This is creating a vacuum, and into that vacuum are flowing new ideas, new alliances, and a new generation hungry for something more. One of the biggest problems conservatives face is a fundamental misunderstanding of what conservatism is. The mainstream media, always eager to paint conservatives as out-of-touch relics, will tell you that conservatism is about resisting change, sticking our heads in the sand while the world passes us by. This is a lie, it's a caricature, and it's time we reject it once and for all. Conservatism is not about clinging to the past, it's about conserving the best of the past, the timeless principles of individual liberty, personal responsibility, and limited government, so that we can build a better future. It's about understanding that freedom isn't free, that it requires vigilance, and that it's something we inherit from our ancestors and are obligated to pass on to our children. It's about recognizing that the individual is the cornerstone of a free society, that government exists to protect our rights, not to dictate our lives, and that the strongest communities are built not by government programs but by families, faith, and the bonds of shared values. This is the true heart of conservatism, and it's a message that resonates powerfully with people from all walks of life, if only they have the chance to hear it. And here's the good news, they are hearing it. All across America and around the world, a new generation is rising. A generation that is tired of the chaos and division of the left. A generation that is looking for stability, meaning, and a sense of belonging. And they are finding it in the principles of conservatism. These are young people who have grown up in a world where everything seems fluid, uncertain, and temporary. Where the values they were raised with are mocked and undermined. Where the promise of a good life, built on hard work and family, seems increasingly out of reach. Is it any wonder they are drawn to the stability and certainty of tradition? To the idea that there are eternal truths worth fighting for? To the belief that we are not just atomized individuals but members of something larger and more enduring than ourselves? This is not a movement of anger, though there's certainly some of that. It's a movement of hope, of longing, of a deep-seated desire for something more than the empty promises of the left. And it's a movement that is only just beginning. The late philosopher Roger Scruton understood the human heart and the intricacies of political thought. He offered a roadmap for turbulent times, urging conservatives to save liberalism from its own excesses, not to destroy it, but to remind it of its best instincts and limits. Many problems, like the breakdown of family and community, are cultural and spiritual, not political. Scruton stressed the importance of family, faith, and community, bonds that sustain society. His wisdom reminds us, conservatism is about the concrete realities that make life worth living. So, what are we to do? How do we, as conservatives, navigate this moment of crisis and opportunity? First, we must be clear about who we are and what we believe. We must articulate, without apology, the core principles of our movement: individual liberty, limited government, personal responsibility, and the enduring power of family and community. Second, we must be courageous. The left thrives on intimidation. They want us to be afraid to speak our minds, to be labeled as bigots or extremists. We cannot give in to this. We must be willing to stand up for what we believe in, even when it's unpopular, even when it's difficult. And we must do so with civility and respect, but also with unwavering conviction. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, we must connect with the people our movement is meant to serve. We must listen to their concerns, understand their anxieties, and offer them a positive, hopeful vision for the future. A future where their freedoms are secure, where their families can thrive, and where their communities are once again places of belonging and shared purpose. The crisis facing conservatism is real, but it is not insurmountable. In fact, I believe it presents us with an extraordinary opportunity. An opportunity for renewal. An opportunity to rededicate ourselves to our core principles and to reach out to new audiences with a message of hope and opportunity. The left is fractured, divided, consumed by its own internal contradictions. Conservatism, on the other hand, is united around a set of timeless principles that have stood the test of time. We have the ideas, we have the energy, and most importantly, we have the people. The millions of Americans and countless others around the world who are hungry for a different way, a better way. This is our moment. Let us seize it with both hands. Let us build a future worthy of our heritage, a future where freedom reigns, families flourish, and communities thrive. The future of conservatism is bright. The future of freedom is bright. The future belongs to us.